Hello, thank you for tuning into this episode of Con-Clusion. Today we'll be talking about A&G Con, a anime and gaming convention that took place from April 15th to the 17th in Sharonville, Ohio. It had a population of probably somewhere in the neighborhood of 1,850 people. I'm not specific about that because they haven't posted their numbers yet. So I'm going off of what they've had previous years. In the last 2 years in a row, they have had 1,850 people attend. So that's probably a good benchmark for where you should expect this convention's population to be at. It's moved around quite a bit in the last couple of years, but this past one I just went to was at the Atrium Hotel and Conference Center in Sharonville, Ohio. And I really thought this was a really good location for them. It was the right size. And the way the building was laid out, I thought was really interesting. They had one section that was kind of the conference center, the standard rooms for all of your panels and guests and stuff like that. And then the hotel rooms themselves were laid out in a 2-floor design in a big square. And in the center of the square was this big atrium where they had some like Artist Alley kind of stuff there. And they also had some of their main events there, like Multiverse Rumble, which I'll talk about a little later on. And it was kind of cool because if you stayed there, you never really left the convention center. Like a previous convention I talked about was Shumatsu-Con, and that was held in a giant hotel in downtown Columbus. So you never really officially left the convention there, but you go up a couple floors and you're kind of, very separated from everything. Here, you're always kind of right there as a part of the con, which I thought was kind of interesting. There was definitely a lot to do at this convention. From panels, they had big industry guests like Vic Mignogna there. There was a big video game room where I saw people playing everything from like DDR to Rocket League, stuff like that. One of the things I personally enjoyed the most was in one of the rooms they had a bridge simulator set up. I believe the game was called Starship Horizons. I actually spent quite a bit of time playing that. The guys running it were really nice. They had 2 different bridge setups running, but my favorite was they had some big touch screens wired up to Raspberry Pis and then a projector, throwing up your big bridge display. I thought that was definitely the most fun, kind of the more immersive of the 2 options. The other one was set up kind of on regular desktop computers where you used a mouse. Still a lot of fun. So if you're ever at a convention and see those guys around, I definitely recommend checking that out because that was pretty great. One of their big events that I saw at the convention was their Multiverse Rumble. They did this a few times throughout the convention, but I only was able to catch one of them. And that was really cool. It was kind of... Wrestling's never personally been my thing, so I've never been to one of the big WWE Raw things or anything like that, but it was kind of cool. I had a good time watching it as a bunch of guys in cosplay wrestling, so it was a pretty good show. Overall, I have very mixed thoughts on this convention, which is why it's taken me so long to get this video out. I have definitely had more fun at other conventions. This was not my favorite by any means, and I was trying to figure out if that was just like a personal thing with me or if it actually was not a very good convention. And I came to the conclusion that it was mostly me because there were there's plenty to do, lots of good variety in events, got some guests. I didn't mention earlier, but the Artist Alley was kind of not the Artist Alley, excuse me, the dealer hall was pretty standard fare as well. So yeah, I would say it's definitely worth going to if you're in the area. I really hope they keep the same location because, like I said, I thought the location was actually really cool. Good, easy parking, kind of a neat venue setup, good size for the population they had, all that. So thank you for tuning into this quick episode of Con-Clusion. If you have any questions for me or any feedback, post them in the comment section down below. Thank you very much.